So it's a real pleasure to be today with you here. And I must say also according to yesterday's experience and today, so being together with friendly and nice people, and also yesterday we were very much impressed of the interaction between the industry, culture and the history, really a big masterpiece that we saw in Austria. So I come from the school center of Nova Gorica, which is also recognized as the Center of Vocational Excellence. And I come from the western part of Slovenia, which is Nova Gorica, close to the ex-Italian border with Gorizia. And Nova Gorica, together with Gorizia, is this year also the European Capital of Culture, so 2025. So today I would like to share with you what are we doing, who we are. I would like to share with you what kind of challenges are we facing in our region, and it's going to be quite similar what I already heard from Jan today in his intervention. And also I would like to share with you the experiences of how do we address the challenges that we have in our region. So you see the photo of the roses because the symbol of Nova Gorica is rose. So we pronounce it in Slovenian language, Šolski center Nova Gorica. So we are a public school. We were established in 70s. We have around 2,600 students, including higher vet students. And additionally, we have approximately 500 to 600 adult students per year. We have around 330 teachers and other employees. We have a network of more than 650 employers and other partners. We are very active in international partnerships, and every year we send, already for 20 years, more than 100 students in the world. So not only in Europe anymore, but globally. So we consist of, the school center of Nova Gorica is the first biggest vet center in Slovenia. And we consist of 7 independent units or schools. And I'm leading this one, the Intercompany Training Center, but we cover really a lot of areas from the technical, from the agriculture, catering, tourism, healthcare, mechanical engineering, technical engineering, IT, etc. So in our school center, we take it for very essential, a kind of must-be part that we are very much active in various networks. Because the networks represent people, they represent ideas, they represent knowledge, they represent information about policies and strategies, and nevertheless also funding, which is very important for every TVET provider. So we are the member of the consortium of the biggest vet centers in Slovenia. We are in the network, we are the member of community of practitioners of centers of vocational excellence. We are also in the ETF network of the vocational excellence. We are a member of EU ProVet. So EU ProVet is one of the 6 largest associations, European associations of vet providers, and together with other associations, we are acting very closely with DG Employment, with European Commission, where we contribute and actually frame also the European strategies, and policies. And last year, yes, we were very happy because we entered the UNESCO UNEVOC network and became a member of the UNESCO UNEVOC network. So it means that now our approach is globally. This was our road to excellence. So our road to excellence, we didn't know before this. We know this since we are talking about the excellence since 2019. So, but we were mostly acting as the leading institution. We did the consortium of the Slovenian vet centers. And we were acting on behalf of the Ministry of Education. So we were leading the initiatives and projects from 1 million to 17 million euro, where we were developing new programs, TVET programs, according to the labor market demands. We were together within the consortium, we were introducing these novelties and modernized programs into the all TVET system in Slovenia. We were establishing the culture of the lifelong training, so there was one initiative from 2018 to 2022, and now it's going to continue, where we have trained together with 86 partners in Slovenia, TVET providers, and the business, 33,000 of adult employees. Then we started in 2019 the story of the platforms of vocational excellence. We were among the first 5 COES platforms together with Technica. And this year actually, we concluded one again big initiatives where we were training the teachers, trainers, and the leadership, not only of TVET, but the whole educational sector. We have trained around 16,000 teachers and leadership in the area of digitalization, in the area of greening and sustainability and financial literacy. So now I would like to go to the challenges. So as already mentioned today, these are, I would say, the most important challenges that we need to address in our region. We also have the very aging population. Slovenia is again amongst the ones that really is increasing the aging population. Here is some prediction. Some of them, so it's going to increase in the next 2 decades for additional 10%. The birth rate, it stays quite low, and as far according to the young people that discuss with them, it's going to remain like this. The unemployment rate, it's very low in Slovenia. It's only 3%. It's going even under, so it means we always have now around 1,000 unemployed people, but they are mostly needs, so not for education, employment, or training. So there is a big skills mismatch, so between the supply and between the demand. So the working force in the next 2 decades is going to shrink even for 20 additional %, which represents for us quite really a big challenge. And here are some numbers. It's a projection, it's the forecast. We always hope for better, but it looks now like, because so we will lack also 200 to 300 TVET teachers. I know it might not be a big number, but just imagine one teacher comes to the classroom where there are, I don't know, let's say 25 students, and multiply this with 300, and you will see how many young students they can remain without a teacher. This year we already faced, so because we could not find the teachers at the beginning, it was in 2 classrooms, so we needed to send some technical staff in the classroom, and then we were lucky to find some students, but not the students, so to enter instead of the teacher, but they were students from the 1st grade of the university. So it's a big challenge. And this year, the municipality of Nova Gorica made a demographic study, and here are the numbers. In spite of there is going to happen some moderate migration, we will still lack approximately 20,000 workers. And the region of Nova Gorica is not that big, so we have around 118,000 inhabitants, so Nova Gorica and the surrounding. So what do we do? What kind of solutions we try to address or offer that we are going to overgo these problems or challenges that we have? I'm going to talk about a systemic solution, about partnership, regional skills, ecosystems, and some other issues. So this is the systemic solution. So we have the the network of intercompany training centers in Slovenia, which are mostly part of the school centers. They are independent schools, but it is Actually, the ministry established this already now 20 years ago. And they are somehow distributed across Slovenia so that geographically we cover all the regions. This is our building in the background, not the latest photo, but anyway. What do they represent? They represent the bridge between VET providers and employers, and also other stakeholders. And most of all, we drive innovation in VET. Why? Because the VET and the labor market is undergoing constant changes, but very fast changes as well. That's why we need to innovate. So we need to take care for demand-driven learning and future-oriented skills. We need to take care for the cross-ecosystem collaboration, but also maintaining it. We need to take care for the teacher training and staff training. This is really crucial and essential. And also we need to take care for the modern equipment and the infrastructure, but which is for TVET provider very often a huge challenge because of the funding. So here are some of the areas the intercompany training centers are dealing with. However, this is also changing. It depends what is the challenge, what is the area, and what is the main focus. Here is another solution. So we have established in our region the strategic innovation partnership that consists of really the main stakeholders in the area. So it's not only and this year I'm very happy because it was established the municipality consultancy group. So it means that also the regional authorities are aware of the challenges, and we are very happy that this consultancy group is led directly and coordinated by the mayor himself. So they are represented by regional authorities, educational, supporting institutions, employers, chamber of commerce, etc. And now this one, because we wanted to see how is it still working, the ecosystem in our region, we have mapped the stakeholder ecosystem and try to see what in our ecosystem still works and what doesn't work. And I think that this is very important when we were debating a lot together with the industry, that sometimes we forget. So we have the ecosystem at all levels. We collaborate with national authorities, regional stakeholders, and also European. Sometimes, or very often, we forget that if we will take wrong decisions or activities, this will influence the learner. But this will not only influence the knowledge that we will give to the learner, but also it will make the impact in the region. It depends on us, so on all these stakeholders, what kind of decisions are going to be taken. And here is just a comparison, because we noticed that in the last year the ecosystem has changed. We were mostly collaborating with the business and with the chambers, but now we need to collaborate as well with individual experts, with NGOs, with startups, with research institutions. So this ecosystem is really getting very big. That's why it's very important that regularly we try to clarify within this ecosystem the clear roles of each individual stakeholder. And we don't talk anymore. So it was very good years ago when there was a kind of routine. We knew what's going to be needed, what need to train, but now we need to change constantly. There are priorities going on constantly. And we talk more and more about the adaptive skills ecosystem. In our country, to develop one program, educational, formal program, we need, 3 to 5 years. Okay, that's 10, 15. Okay, so thank you very much. I'm looking about the time, so not to be too late. There are two very important issues here. We introduce more and more lifelong learning, so continuous VET. Why? Because the formal programs are not changing fast enough according to the labor market needs. That's why we try to answer in our region with the reskilling and upskilling and talking mostly about the adult learners. In Slovenia, there are only, let's say, half of the 50% of adults who are involved in the upskilling. So we still have a lot of work to do. And exactly this year, as I showed you before, one very big initiative, we are going to continue with the upskilling of the whole Slovenia, and all regions. So I hope that this percentage is going to increase. But for this case, we cannot do it by ourselves anymore, because we have teachers, we have good skills teachers and with good education. But just remember, the teacher needs to teach. He cannot be upskilled all the time. So it's very difficult to balance all these issues. That's why we integrate in our CVET more and more also industry experts, especially the ones who are dealing, with emerging fields such as, artificial intelligence or in greening, sustainability, or in IoT, data science, or also in new technologies. And there is another problem that we face more and more, that the programs, educational or the upskilling, are not anymore just one sector focused, but they are cross-sectoral focused. That's why, if you saw at the beginning when I showed you that we consist of different units and different areas, also these schools need to collaborate together so we connect, IT sector with agriculture or with healthcare, or more and more, of course, mechanical with IT and with electrotechnical. Okay, that's mechatronics anyway. But it's more and more working cross-sectoral. And that's how the business works today. It's very complex. And now this is one model that the companies in our region practice more and more. They start investing in the students already in the primary education. And then they continue not only within the work-based learning that we offer, but also within the different activities that they offer with the students. So they are working with them, collaborating with them for more than 10 years, so waiting and hoping that they will come for a job position to their company. This is in our region, this is a big change, because it still happened 2 or 3 years ago. They just called us, hey, can you help us and give us, 5 car mechanics? I will need them in, 3 months. It's not working like this anymore. So this awareness is increasing more and more. And School Center of Nova Gorica represents the biggest pool of young people and talents in our region. So that's why they are changing also the employers, the attitude quite a lot. And now, going towards the end, I would like to expose 2 more things, which is challenge-based learning. It was very interesting when we started with challenge-based learning, because it's a lot about applied research and innovation. It was the first project in 2018 where we also first time partnered with Technica. It was Vitor at that time still working with, and you were also working a lot on the challenge-based model. So what is it about? So this image shows the makerspace model, where education, research, and business work together on solving the real-world problems through applied research and innovation. The core are the problem owners, represented by companies, by NGOs, by regional authorities, and other institutions who bring the real problems to the makerspace by local or regional communities. And in this makerspace, we turn these challenges into projects, and on these projects they work together students, teachers who act also like tutors, but also motivators for the innovation, and also industry mentors. So it's a kind of learning by doing, connecting with applied research. So we approach through the 3 levels. One level is learning the basics. So when the student comes inside this area of makerspace, they gain technical, practical, creative skills, problem-solving skills, and also analytical, as well as entrepreneurial skills. In the second phase, they can work on hands-on or real projects. So we transform these challenges, regional, local challenges, into applied research projects, and then they can work there, and they work in teams, and they work, of course, as I said, with local partners, and very often also with international partners, because it's about what was already exposed today, not reinventing the wheel, but maybe some solution already exists in some other part of the world. And the third phase, it's also the option for the very talented students, so who want to, it's about creating innovation. So the student can also develop their own idea or their own prototype. So they work together and they try to develop from the research outcomes the tangible products or services or processes. So this model shows that the TVET providers actually become a real innovation living labs. The students can learn there how to research, how to experiment, how to innovate. And it's a continuous cycle of collaboration, a continuous cycle of innovation. And it strengthens not only the local economy, but also regional development. And additionally, the business gains access to the skilled future employees and also to fresh ideas. And now the last one. This is the photo from one of our demo labs or photo lab or fab lab or the makerspace. So it's not only also the young students or the children for primary school. So we start at that age already. The international collaboration. As you could saw in the chart of one of the slides, the demographic study is talking about the moderate migration. So we cannot fill by ourselves the job vacancies, although we will make really a change in educational architecture and focusing a lot on CVET. But the collaboration, the international collaboration started in our center, not now when we became the member of UNESCO UNEVOC, but already years ago. And the main, let's say, we didn't mark the Europe because we collaborate with the whole of Europe. We are part of European Union. But we focus now a lot and collaborate also with ex-Yugoslavia because Slovenia was a part of ex-Yugoslavia. We are collaborating a lot with Turkey, with Cambodia, with Mauritius, with Canada. And now we start also collaboration with Africa. So Africa, it's nothing new for us because in the 80s and 90s, there was already a lot of collaboration between Slovenia and Africa. What we focus here, it's about teacher training, and it's about sharing the best practices that they have, whether this is in artificial intelligence, emerging areas, technologies, or also greening and sustainability. So that's from my side. Thank you very much for your attention. If you will have any questions, because I know that we need to proceed, you are welcome to ask during the breaks. Thank you very much.